that the astronomers believe in which our universe have originated. So can you still recall what are those theories that are being okay. What do you think are those theories that are used by the astronomers in studying the universe? Or where are these the universe come from? Okay, so anyone? Yeah. Okay, so some astronomers believe in Big Bang theory. Okay, John Mark. Okay, the Big Crunch theory, Jahed. Steady state and nebular or the dust cloud theory. Okay, so there are four theories in which the astronomers believe our universe has originated. So before we are going to go to our next topic, we will have our pre-test exam. So this will be your last pre-test exam for this grading period. Okay, so as long as you receive your test booklets, please write immediately your name. Are you done? Okay, if you are done, please pass your test booklets forward. Okay, from this group, where's your okay, so there you have it. Are you now excited? Okay, so let's start with our lesson for today about the different achievements and missions of the astronauts and some other scientists in space. So before we're going to start, I want you to guess the different words. Okay, this one. What do you think is this word? Hmm? Anyone from the group? Yes. Let's guess if that is correct. So that one is achievement, correct? What about this word? Okay, achievement, it means an accomplishment or an attainment. So if you have attained something, that is one kind of achievement. So halimbawa nakapagtapos kayo, if you have graduated grade 6, that is one achievement. Okay, let's guess the second word. Anyone from the group? Oh, yes, Liza. Okay, this one, let us check if that is correct. The word is mission. Okay, so mission means a special task given to a person or a group to carry out a special task. Okay, so questions. Okay, why does man want to explore the universe?
Study
sun
mo
forms. Okay, to study the universe. Any other ideas from the group?
Look,
Okay, anyone?
to look the earth.
Yes? Oh, wala. Naputo ang kanyang sasabihin. Anyone? Anyone?
To look the earth from the Venus.
Okay. You're going to take a photograph. What do you mean taking pictures? You're going to take pictures of the Earth coming from planet Venus. Anyone?
Study.
What do you think? Why they keep on searching and searching and searching? What do they think about the universe? What is happening to the Earth? What is happening to the Earth?
Kung pwede lang po.
Yes, Chidoro. Anyone? Sige, Chidoro.
Pwede lang.
Okay. Sabi niya kung pwede mabuhay sa universe. If we translate, we are going to translate that one in English. It only means that scientists looks for some other remedies if we can live in universe. Okay, let's check your answers later. Meron pa kayo dagdag muna na. Okay, let's check your answers if your answers are all correct. Okay, reasons. Number 1, we need to find another planet with the same atmosphere like Earth to accommodate its rapidly growing population. Okay, are we having a rapid population? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. As time goes by, the population also increases. Tama? And lumulobo. So, there will come a time that Earth is occupied by people and the supplies, the different resources would be or would not be enough to the people who are living in Earth. That's why some of the astronomers, they keep on looking for planets that has the same atmosphere with the Earth. They need to para in case of maubos na ang ating resources, they plan to transfer to that particular planet. Okay. Another reason is, very good, tama pa rin yung sagot nila. They need to find out more and understand more about the universe. Okay. Oh, may bata na naligaw. Okay ka lang? O, maupo ka doon, o. Oh, may naligaw na bata. Saan ang nanay mo? Doon ang nanay mo sa labas? O, dito ba na dito? May naligaw na bata. Ha? O, dili. Oh, may naniligaw na bata. Okay. Yan. So, did you know that when the astronomers or the scientists are in space, they use a special suit. A special suit, hindi basta-basta ordinary suit. They use a special suit to keep the astronauts alive in the outer space. Okay, meron yan silang oxygen, meron silang damit that is specially designed in order for them to live in space. Without their special suit, they are going to die. Because the gases, we don't know, they are very poisonous. Okay, so, also, several space probes were sent into the space to gather information about the planets, the moons, and other heavenly bodies. Also, did you know that the space age started in the year 1957? So in that particular year, there are stars, or that year starts the beginning of the space age. Yun na yung nagsimula yung pagpapalipad or pagpapadala ng mga satellites and some other space probes outside the Earth. And the first spacecraft that was launched is named Sputnik. Sputnik. Then, it is on 1961 that the Russian cosmonaut Yuri Gagarin became the first man. Siya ang kauna-unahang lalaki to orbit the Earth aboard the satellite Vostok 1. Yan. So there are some ideas that you have already. And most space probes are unmanned. When you say unmanned, walang, very good, Aljin, walang tao. If they are going to make an experiment, at first, they are sending unmanned space probe outside. Bakit man? If they're going to send man, they doesn't know. Wala pa silang alam doon. So, yung ginawa nilang experiment, at first, they're going to send unmanned space probes outside the Earth. So, they are only operated by controlled robots and armed with scientific instruments. And they usually take orbit to the Earth. Okay, to take pictures. Okay. So, ito yung mga itsura ng space probes. Space probes, actually, yung malaki, this one is the second craft. The second craft, it can land on the surface of another planet. So, whatever planet they want to choose to study or to take pictures, they can send their second craft, ito yung itsura, and they can land on that particular planet. Okay. So, this thing, dito, you call that one as their crafter. Okay. Heavenly bodies where it gathers information and relates them back to the Earth. Okay. Okay, so let's take a look on this.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to our universe. Today we'll be talking about 10 NASA achievements of all time. NASA seems to have achieved a lot of things in its short time. It has actually explored, discovered, and actually did things that were impossible at the time. This is the United States of America Space Agency called NASA. And here is a list of the top 10 breakthrough NASA achievements of all time. Number 10, Pioneer 10. This was a spacecraft that actually went to the planet Jupiter, and it was a breakthrough achievement for NASA. The Pioneer 10 mission was the first man-made object to enter the realms of another planet, and this was a journey to the king of the planets, the planet Jupiter. Launched in 1972, this was a true pioneer of space technology. This was the first spacecraft to actually go through interstellar space and through the asteroid belt, which is between Mars and Jupiter. Number 9, Explorer 1. So in the space race, NASA's JPL designed the first US satellite, called Explorer 1 in 1958. It circled the planet 12.5 times a day. The purpose of the satellite was mostly to study the cosmic rays present in the Earth's orbit. And what made this such a breakthrough was entirely responsible for the theory of interference with the satellite's cosmic ray detector. Number 8, the Chandra X-ray Observatory. In 1999, a super-sensitive X-ray telescope enabled us to see things that we had never seen before. It was even possible to witness a split second in which small space particles actually disappear into a black hole. The telescope actually relies on high energy particles rather than just the normal visible light that we can see with our eyes. The Chandra telescope actually orbits the Earth much higher in altitude than the Hubble Space Telescope. This gives it a very clear image of things like supernovas, quasars, and exploding stars. Chandra has given us a great viewpoint of things that we couldn't even see with our very own eyes. Number 7, the Hubble Space Telescope. This was a telescope that was launched into orbit in 1990, and has been given us data and pictures ever since. That's over 25 years of service. The Hubble Space Telescope was an actual new generation of telescope, sitting in orbit in outer space. Named after the astronomer Edwin Hubble, the Hubble Space Telescope proved his theory of the expanding nature of the universe. Having taken 15 years for its development, the work of the telescope actually started in 1975, and it provided a clear resolution of the view of the ever-expanding universe, with over 50 times the sensitivity of any telescope on the ground. Number 6, Apollo 13. An achievement is not always about inventions or discovery. Apollo 13 was scheduled to land on the moon in 1970, with 3 astronauts on board. But they faced a massive challenge when their oxygen tank actually blew up and the second actually led to malfunction. They had hardly any resources and had to sustain their life outside of the Earth. The astronauts had little food and little water to live on, and they lived in near freezing temperatures for 6 days. The Apollo 13 astronauts actually used the moon to gravitationally pull them back to Earth. So they basically made a figure of 8 around the Earth and the moon. Even though this mission was a failure, it was still successful in the return of the 3 astronauts. Number 5, the Mars Pathfinder. The Mars Pathfinder in 1996 to 1997 was more of an experiment to send an unmanned mission to experience the conditions of the Red Planet. It was to test the viability of an unmanned mission in order to explore this mysterious planet. It consisted of a lander module alongside a rover module, with an objective of making it through Mars' atmosphere. It landed safely and was set free.
That is in the planet Mars.
The Mars Pathfinder was a major breakthrough, and it gave NASA over 2.3 billion bits of data, and also over 17,000 photographs of the planet. Number 4, Freedom 7. Alan Shepard became the first American astronaut to orbit the Earth in 1961. He left the Earth and was NASA's entry into exploring the field of human spaceflight. Shepard actually reached Earth's orbit at an altitude of 116.5 miles. And he spent 15 minutes and 28 seconds in orbit, at a speed of approximately 5,134 miles per hour. He later crashed into the Atlantic Ocean, and this gave the world inspiration to move into space technology after NASA's first manned mission. Number 3, the Space Shuttle. The Apollo rockets by NASA were used for just a single use, and also with the tragedy that happened with Apollo 13. NASA therefore came up with a basic design to use 2 solid rocket boosters attached to an orbiter module, and also an external fuel tank, to actually reuse this shuttle to go up into space many times, and this would be used for a number of missions carried out by the same spacecraft. Starting work in 1972, the Space Shuttle finally happened after 9 years of hard work. And it was only in 1981 that the project took its first flight with the Space Shuttle Columbia. Number 2, the International Space Station. Long manned missions to space were sure to be a reality, but to explore further into the solar system, they needed something different. They needed an International Space Station. This was an idea that was created by NASA, where all the space agencies could come together in space to use it as an international space laboratory. It wasn't the first space station, but it was the most equipped. The International Space Station offers the best accommodation and top-of-the-line orbiting laboratory. This was to be a permanent home in space, and also it would be a great assistance to the orbiting satellites and missions to go into the solar system. It was our first step into living outside of the Earth. And number 1, Apollo 11. President Kennedy announced this within 20 days of the first man going into orbit around the Earth. He announced that America would go into the moon and it was going to be NASA's biggest achievement to date. It was then that NASA actually initiated the Apollo program. Apollo 1 was launched in 1967, but ended in disaster when all 3 astronauts died in a fire on the launch pad. This was followed by 9 missions to actually test the viability. And finally, Apollo 11 was a success. Neil Armstrong landed on the surface of the moon on July 20th, 1969, making him the first man to actually step foot on the moon, with that famous sentence of "one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind." Many believe that it was actually a staged event with nothing happening for real. But I've got a video about that, about 10 reasons why we did land on the moon. So you can click that if you like. So I hope that's given you a great insight into NASA, its achievements, discoveries, and its exploration. And also, what was your favourite achievement of NASA? Put it in the comments below and let me know.
Okay, so there you have it, the different. Okay, so the video shows the different achievements of NASA about the space missions. So aside from that, not only NASA, but there are also some space missions and achievement in space investigations. So doon sa NASA kanina, ano yung top 1 nila doon? They have the Apollo 11. Okay, who was there in the Apollo 11?
Neil Armstrong.
It was Neil Armstrong. And then what did Neil Armstrong said after he landed on the moon? Sabi nun sa video? Okay, one small step is a giant leap for mankind. Sabi niya ganon. Okay, even a small step is a great achievement in the humanity. So there are also some people who have done different achievements in space investigations. Let's take a look on this. are done by the astronomers and scientists in space exploration. So the latest that was listed on the books or that was being surveyed is the June 22, 2000, which is the revelation of the presence of water on the surface of planet Mars. So before, it is said that planet Mars have the surface that has a water, and this one, ito na yun ngayon. It becomes a, ano yan siya? A rock material also. It is composed of a rock material. So, sabi, it indicates that pwede pala tayo doon manirahan sa Mars. Okay. So, do you questions now? Among all the space achievements, which do you think is considered the most successful achievement?
Apollo 11.
Huh? Why do you think Apollo 11 is the most
Because
achievement?
it's one moon.
Yes. Okay. Yes, see it. Okay, so he is the first man who landed in the moon. Actually, it is not only Neil Armstrong who is in the Apollo 11. May kasama siya doon, that is Edwin Aldrin. Dalawa sila ni Edwin Aldrin. Okay? But it is Neil Armstrong who had set foot first, the first man who had set foot on the moon's surface. Okay? Pagkatapos niya nakapag-step doon, nilagay niya yung flag ng US of A. So, United States of America. Okay? So the greatest achievement is the landing on the moon. Tama kayo. And it is by Neil Armstrong. Okay. And Neil Armstrong set foot on the lunar surface on July 1969. And it was followed by Edwin Aldrin Jr. So, now, do you have any more questions?
No!
Okay, so I want you, or we will have a group activity, and we will take a tour on the different stations that I have prepared for you. So I have only 5 stations prepared for you. So we have here Station 1, Station 2, Station 3, nakita ba ninyo? Station 4, and Station 5. Okay, so each of you will be even strips, and in each station you are going to act as astronomers. In each of the stations I have given questions, and you need to think of the answers to the questions that you need to solve in each of the station. So if I have here, are you listening to me?
Yes.
If you have here question number 1, it is okay, for station number 1. Okay, if you have here number 5, so that must be on station number. Nakuha ba ninyo? Okay, so I will be giving you only 5 strips. Okay, so I will be dividing you into 4 groups, and in the 4 groups, you're going to think and solve the puzzle or the questions given to each of these stations. Okay. Let's have a group of 4. So let's start counting now. 4, 3, 3, 3, 4, 1, 2.
What?
Okay. Nasa yung kamay na lahat ng group 1.
Yes.
Okay, all group 1 can use pen and go on that side. All group 1. Okay, all group 1. Okay, please get your 1 ka? Bakit hindi ka nakatayo doon? Okay. Group 2, raise your hands. Okay. Group 2, please proceed to this area. Oh, is this only the group 2? Oh, okay. Group 2, okay, hold your. Group 3. Okay, group 3, please stand on that area. There. And the rest of the groups, yung group 4, doon sa station. Okay. Are you listening?
Yes.
Okay. Are you with your group? What group is this? What group is this?
One.
Let's exchange them now.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1.
Okay. You listen. Okay. In our tour, we will have our rubrics right after. Okay. We will use the same rubrics that we had on our first activity. Okay, are you listening? Yes. Are you listening? Yes. Okay. Again, I repeat. We will have the same rubrics as how we have used on the earlier activities. So, if the group shows eagerness, they have cooperated well, they participate well, they help the group, they will receive 5 points. And if all their answers in the 5 stations are all correct, you will get 5 points in a total of 10 points. Show eagerness and cooperation to the task, they are good followers. Sunod lang. Okay, they have 1 incorrect answer, you will have 4 points for each of the indicators, you will have 8 points. Participate but late with teacher supervision. If you have 2 incorrect answers, you will receive 3 points. And if the activity was done but does not show eagerness and participate to cooperate, you have 3 incorrect answers, you will get 2 points. And no interest in participating in the activities, all answers are incorrect, you will have 1 point. Okay, in each station, you are given only 30 seconds. This isn't, you are only given 30 seconds to look for the question and to answer the question. And by the time I said time is up, you are going to transfer to the next station. Right? For example, group 1 is finished with station 1. Immediately, pupunta sila sa station 2. All the rest of the groups from station 2 will proceed to station 3. Station 3 group will proceed to station 4 and station 4 will proceed to station 5. At the time na matapos na lahat, you are going to you're going to mount your answers on the board. Dito para sa group 1, group 2, group 3, and group 4. Is that clear?
Yes.
And you're going to arrange also your answers from numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. This is for group 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, that space is intended only for group 1, group 2, group 3, and group 4. Is that clear?
Yes.
How many seconds am I going to give you?
30
Okay. For those who cannot follow my instruction, I will subtract 1 point. Okay. So if I say time is up, you need to go to your next station. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. So let us start now. Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, I will repeat the 15 seconds into 2 times. So, ibig sabihin, pag narinig niyo yung bell, you're going to move to another station. Okay? Ready? Wala pa ko sinabi. You are already. Okay. Your time starts now. So let's copy from your notes. Okay, proceed to the next station. Let's go back. Okay, time starts now. Wala pa. Another 15. Okay, move now. Okay, time starts now. Okay, time's up. Next station.
Isa na isa. Si Yuri Gagarin. Scuba lagi to.
Okay, time is up. Wrap up your answers. You're going to paste this one on the board. Okay. Get ready.
Pagwao na ano, ma'am?
You paste your answers on the answers on the board. Okay. According to numbers. If you are done, you are going to take your seat. Okay. Okay, for those who are done, you can take your seat. Okay, everybody, please take your seat. Okay, this one is scuba. I said we arranged that one in order. Okay, so you have there 4 and 1. Okay, so let us check. Station 1 says, what is the question for station 1? Station 1, when did NASA reveal the findings of the presence of water on the surface of the planet? It was in the year 2000.
2000.
Okay, that is 2000. Pwedeng year, pwedeng complete na date. Okay, so we are here the year 2000. Let's go back. Okay, this one. Diba, sabi ko sa inyo, pag halimbawang station 1 ang number, 1 din ang susunod. Oo, diba, sinabi ko? Narinig niyo mo nagsabi ko? Sabi ko, be careful, kasi if you have received number 1, doon dapat sa number 1 din nakasulat ang inyong answer. So, hindi ibig sabihin yan na dito rin kayo unang susunod. So, 1 number is indicating for station 1. And 2, number 2 is indicating for second station. 3 is indicating for third station. And 4 and 5, nakuha ka. Narinig niya ako nagsabi kanina? Okay. Okay. So, 1961, this is wrong. I think some of you have answered it correctly, but you haven't heard my instruction. Hindi nyo lang tinandaan yung binigay ko na instruction. That's why you have okay. So station 2. Station 2 says, who was the first woman who orbited? It was, okay, it wasn't Yuri, it wasn't Neil Armstrong, but it was Valentina Tereshkova. This one, tama sana yan, mali lang ang spelling. Valentina Tereshkova. Okay? Neil Armstrong. And Tereshkova. Tereshkova is not Tereshkova. Okay. Tama ba? Nakita niyo kanina? Okay. Tereshkova. Okay. Ano? Tereshkova. Okay. Now, third station. Okay. Station 3 says that okay, what was considered the greatest achievement of mankind? This one is 1969. Apollo 11. This one is Apollo 11. They're not considered realistic. This one is 1969 wrong. This one is landing on the moon. Yes! Okay, fourth question. What is that fourth question? Can you please read, Jaher?
When did Neil Armstrong set foot on the moon surface?
Okay, when did Neil Armstrong set foot on the moon surface? 1969 is correct. 1957 is wrong. June 19, no, that is July. Okay. Oh, yan. Next, we have the last question. Please read. Earl, please read.
Who is the first man to orbit the Earth aboard the satellite Vostok 4C?